Hey everyone, I'm Epion, and today we're playing some Commander on MTGO. Won the die roll, so we'll go first. Looks like our opponent's playing Animar, always a dangerous commander, and we are playing Damia, the Sage of Stone. Oh, this hand is very sketchy. We're gonna try it though. Hinterland Harbor lets us get to Ponder, which should let us get to Visionary. Oh boy, Deadeye Navigator is extremely awkward. That's not a card we wanted to see. I think we're probably going to get punished for this very greedy keep, which is obviously not ideal. Oh boy, and another huge mana spell. Let's go and hit this Ponder. Okay, things are looking a little bit better. We're gonna just have to put them back like this and not shuffle our library. Play this island and pass it back. Means next turn we're gonna draw Reliquary Tower. That allows us to play Jace or hold up Hinder if we want. Hinder may actually just be better based on the, Animar that we're facing. If we hinder their commander, they may just concede. I think right now we're still just better off passing it back and seeing if we can snag their commander with a hinder. Yep, there's their commander. So we're going to go ahead and hinder that. We don't want to put it on top of their library. We would like to put it on the bottom. So we've effectively dealt with Animar. That's going to give us a little bit of time to catch back up. Not much though. We know we're drawing Gaze of Granite, which is awkward. I think we want to make best use of this mana this turn and play Jace. And we're going to make us draw a card. Hopefully we can hit a land. That's beautiful. That's exactly what we wanted. We're still down on black sources, which is not ideal. That means this Ambition, this Gaze of Granite, and this Desecration Demon are all very bad. Okay, our opponent's playing a Rampant Growth. So they're going to go ahead and shuffle. That means Animar is not on the bottom anymore. So that's worth noting. I also haven't played much else, so still feeling pretty good, at least right now. There's Steve. So that's going to get him another land. Hopefully we can hit a land off the top to get this Thragtusk down. That's not going to do it. So let's have us draw a card first. That's going to be a land. Knowing that we're going to be playing Thragtusk, I feel pretty confident about grabbing an Overgrown Tomb and paying the life. Obviously we're going to gain it back when Thragtusk enters the battlefield. This also keeps him off of hitting us with Steve. So we're going to get one more card off of Jace if we want. Unfortunately, one thing that I don't like about this Jace is the, every player draws a card. For a tick up, normally I don't like feeding my opponent's cards. So I have a hard time ticking up this Jace, even if it nets us more cards in the long run. Also, this Jace's ultimate, mill the top 20 is not very relevant in Commander. So that's going to be the other reason. Our opponent actually has a pretty good amount of mana, so that's pretty scary for us. This Deadeye Navigator also isn't quite, usable yet. You basically want to be able to pay 6 to cast him and 2 to bounce if you have to. Okay, there's Witness. Probably going to get back Rampant Growth, yeah. Probably going to play that this turn, I would assume. So our opponent's very hard on the ramp plan. Okay, Burning Tree into Rampant Growth, I would assume. Yep. These things are all fine. One more black source. We can actually Gaze of Granite to wipe 3 or less, which allows us to keep our Thragtusk. We're probably going to pitch Jace here pretty soon, so I'm actually not super concerned with having him die to Gaze of Granite. Yep, that's perfect. We'll again pay this life. We'll have us draw a card. That's our land drop for next turn. Go ahead and use this Gaze of Granite for 3, so we can keep our Thragtusk around. And we'll set our opponent back a little bit. Gaze of Granite's another all-star card that, unfortunately, most people don't plan for a card like this. It was sort of unknown when it came out. So it's something that I always really enjoy playing with. Oh, there's an Elvish Visionary from our opponent. That's fine. I actually like our art a little bit better. Looks like that's going to let them hit their land drop. Okay, Fierce Empath. That's fine. We have ways to deal with, you know, whatever you fetch up. I think this next turn it's probably going to worth getting down a Desecration Demon and then holding up Regenerate with Yavimaya Hollow. It's just going to let us keep... Maelstrom Wanderer. Okay. So, Maelstrom Wanderer is probably going to hit next turn, assuming they hit their land drop. It actually may be better, now that we know that they have Maelstrom Wanderer, to go ahead and use this Increasing Ambition and search up a counterspell. He is going to get to double Cascade, which obviously isn't great for us. But it's going to keep the actual Wanderer off the board, and it's going to prevent the haste. We only have 2 black sources, so we can't actually play Demon and hold up Go for the Throat. We also can't Deadeye Navigator to keep bouncing. I think it may just be better to try and meta our opponent like this. Use the Increasing Ambition, fetch a counterspell. We'll go ahead and get in there with Thragtusk. And we'll see if they hit this land drop for next turn. And they did. So it looks like fetching up something like Counterspell might just have been the right choice. Yep, here's Maelstrom Wanderer. We're going to go ahead and Counterspell him and hope that whatever gets hit off of these 2 Cascades is not too bad for us. Okay, there's Zealous Conscripts, so we're probably going to get whacked in the face with our own Thragtusk. Yep. That's actually fine. And then he gets a Soul Ring for free. Thragtusk is not something we're super concerned with. We have Deadeye Navigator for next turn. That's going to allow us to just gain a lot of advantage off of that Thragtusk. So this damage is not going to be much of a concern for us. So let's go ahead and get this. I think using Hollow is actually just fine. Bouncing is probably just going to be better than Regenerate. Yep, Soul Bond. Yep, we want to use that. Yep, we'll choose Thragtusk. Go ahead and get in there with Thragtusk. Now, unless our opponent has a total board wipe, This usually is pretty hard to deal with, especially with open mana every turn. If we can make it back to where we get to untap, this combo itself is actually very difficult to deal with. Okay. Back to second main. We don't want to get greedy. He's probably waiting to see if we bounce. We're not going to. Yeah, it looks like our opponent might have been waiting for the bounce to try and catch us, you know, in a moment of weakness there. And so Deadeye Navigator Thragtusk is going to get this one. Anyhow, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like down below. But also, let me know what you thought of this game in the comments. You know, I always really want to know what you guys think. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I really appreciate that. But until next time, this is Epion, signing off.